David Watts up there in it's like a very patriotic Tech for Troops branded car, as well as the iRacing Warriors Motorsports on it as well. So probably another good contender for our sponsor to look at paint schemes in cars.
Absolutely, got him up front. Good time to get that paint scheme some TV time.
All right, let's see if we can go on board. Let's see if we can grab
scheme some.
So another big mover is the 29 of William Mann. Although he was, I think, in that earlier incident, he has now moved up 10 spots. He started 11 spots now. He's up to 7th. He started in 18th position.
Yep, and here he goes around the outside of Christopher Howe there. Ty Bostic blocks that high line, but I think William Mann has found something in that middle lane because he is rocking and rolling on this restart, trying to get as many positions as he can. 22 blocks the high side. The 29's there, so we'll keep an eye on this battle really quick. Oh, we got cars on the apron. I think we're okay, though. And William Mann Jr. battling Ty Bostic there for that 6th spot. And that's the congested part of this racetrack right now between those 6 drivers on the screen.
A little bit farther back, we've got this group here. This has got Jeff Eaney, John Ledger, Pete Woodrum, Evan Amick back here, a little bit farther back.
Yep, there's John Ledger trying to make his way back up through the field. There's Jeff Nene.
Got Pete Woodrum in the number 1, Navy Michelob Ultra.
A pretty cool paint scheme. I actually haven't seen that one before. That's
a new paint.
That's a unique paint scheme for Pete.
Bradley Previtt in the 91. Our roof cam with Evan Amick in that Air Force Tech for Troops.
A lot of patriotic schemes here tonight. Awesome to see that. Oh, car loose in the grass. That is
Jeff Nene.
Yep, is he able to keep that car straight? He is. Oh, Brad Previtt in the wall. Right front, we saw him do that in qualifying.
We seem to find ourselves in the right place at the right time right now with this group in the back.
Yeah, we've been doing that a lot recently, Rick. I think we're getting pretty good at this broadcasting thing.
Well,
I don't know.
It's actually this crystal ball that's been dropped, and it's just sometimes it tells us what we need to know.
You but don't give away all our secrets. We can't let everybody know what goes on behind the scenes here. You just can't. If you heard that, you did not hear that. So we didn't say anything about a crystal ball. We don't know what's going on. I'm not going to predict a caution here in about 3 laps, but we may see one. I don't know. I'm joking. Right now, what isn't a crystal ball and what's not something that we don't expect to see is Hermes Castro out front. He's running a great race so far. Your pole sitter. He's been out front every single lap, pretty much. I don't think he has not led 1 lap not under green. So he's now checked out to about 1/8 of a second lead over Joey Doucette. And this is what we saw last run, Rick. Castro runs that high line. Joey Doucette gets back to his bumper, and then Castro decides to pass him a little bit later on the run. I think we're going to see that same thing here.
We saw Hermes Castro kind of taking a little bit more of an aggressive line here. Maybe he's taking that to heart after watching Joey pretty much run up on him that last green flag run.
Yeah, we'll see as this race progresses. He has definitely moved down to the bottom lane, which is going to use more tires. We know that for sure. And there's Joey Doucette in pursuit now, about a half second back from that 25 car. Looking for his 4th win of the season. Ryan Pittman there in 3rd, looking for a win as well. Mike Sladker looking for his first victory, battling with Harley Barletta right now. They're both looking for victories on the season. There's William Mann Jr. Had a great run at Richmond. Made his way up into the top 5 or top 6. Don't look too far back. Alonzo King Jr., your Richmond winner, is now up to P7 after getting involved with Alexander Schumacher, who is 2 spots behind Mr. King, and there's Mr. Bostic. And then there's Schumacher right there as well. So all these guys really just following in line. Looks like a big conveyor belt around Hotlanta right now.
Christopher Howell sitting in our 10th position right now, and he's got Ian Ogden, who we spoke to a few minutes ago live. Currently sitting in 11th, and in 12th, got Marco Berube right there in the 12th slot, and Andrew Serwick about to be potentially, as a race for position there with a 37 of Sean Shootman. Bit of contact. That's Luke Bullard.
Luke Bullard in the 37 there of Sean Shootman battling for 13th and 14th. That's definitely a battle going on between those two drivers. Threes on the high line easily clears that 37, so that moves the 3 machine up to 14th spot now, as Andrew Surwick is now in 14th.
So running back up to the front, you've got Joey Doucette, who has kind of closed the gap on Hermas Castro, kind of setting us back up for what we saw 20 laps ago.
I mean, it's almost a spitting image of what we saw, Rick. I mean, we are showcasing the same exact thing. It's where Castro pulls out to a lead. Joey Doucette closes. I imagine Joey Doucette's going to pass. Oh, Castro in the wall. Castro's in the wall. He just tagged that outside wall just a little bit in the apex. Able to keep that car clean, but I don't know if that's going to mess up the toe at all. But he was on the edge of disaster right there. I mean, it was pretty close.
Well, just when you're running that high line, you are flirting with disaster to begin with.
Yeah, you really are. But it's awesome to see when you're able to pull that move off. You can definitely gain some momentum. And here comes the 11 again on the bottom side.
Tight battle between these two. Joey Doucette pokes his nose out. Hermas Castro stays up high. He's dedicated to that high line. Joey seems to have found a balance, and of course this battle back and forth, side by side, has allowed the 08 of Ryan Pittman to crawl back up. He's just waiting there, looking for an opportunity.
Don't count out Mr. Ryan Pittman. Ryan Pittman is a fantastic driver, a very methodical driver, and we'll see what he's able to do as these two drivers are now side by side coming out of turn 2 right now. 25 is going to have the run, but here comes the 08 of Pittman looking to get past your current point leader.
So whereas in the past we saw that 11 of Joey Doucette run up, take control, and pass Hermas Castro, looks like that's not quite what's happening now. Maybe that was some earlier strategy on Hermas Castro on the line he ran to see what was going to benefit him, or maybe it's just Joey sitting back and waiting for this right opportunity.
I think it may be a mix of both, because they really have run 2 different lines this current run compared to last. So we'll see what happens as this race progresses, but these tires are going to start getting old pretty soon, Rick. So we'll see what the game plan is as the race goes on.
Well, these guys last pitted on lap 35. That means we're coming up to lap 58, 59, approaching 60. That's 25 laps. Even if you discount the fact that probably about 5 of those laps were under caution, 4 of them, they've got 20 plus laps on these tires.
Yes, they do. So we'll see We'll see what happens as this race progresses. But right now, Joey Doucette is under pressure from the 08 machine of Ryan Pittman, and I expect that pass to happen any time now.
Yep. And Harley Barletta has worked his way back up as well. He's right behind Ryan Pittman looking for an opportunity. So all these guys are stacked up. Castro, Doucette, Pittman, Barletta, and Slagner. Right there, that's your top 5. I think we saw a 4-way battle right before the caution.
I think so. It was all these cars are starting to stack up again, and that 4th driver looking for his first win is Mr. Harley Barletta, so we'll see what he's able to do.
Keeping an eye on Hermas Castro, he continues to show us the way around. He's got he's consistently out by about that amount, about half a second in front of Joey Doucette now. We saw Joey right there challenging him. But, we're kind of in the middle of the race here. There's some value to maybe backing off a little bit.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, there's some green flag pit stops that are going to be happening probably in the next 10 laps. So we'll expect to see it. And frankly, you know what? This is a very interesting track for getting on and off pit road under green flag conditions. It is so easy to slip and to slide and potentially put yourself in jeopardy with too fast entering onto pit road.
Oh, absolutely it is, and that's going to be interesting to see if we do get those green flag stops, which should be coming really, Rick, within the next 5 to 10 laps, I'd imagine.
We have got one car on pit road now. That's the 91 of Bradley Previtt. Other than that, everybody else is out. Kind of keep an eye back here amongst these guys. That's the 81 of Harley Barletta and the 08 of Ryan Pittman as they continue to follow the leader a bit here as we are on lap 63, approaching the halfway point.
Halfway point almost there for these Tech for Troop Cup Series drivers. We want to thank everybody who's watching along here on the broadcast, whether on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok. Twitter rather. I believe we got all those running, I believe so, Rick. So I want to appreciate all those viewers. And if you haven't already, we would love for you to give us a like or a subscribe if you're enjoying what you're watching here tonight. And we have a lot of other broadcasts going on for many different series. Got a car loose right there, and another car loose. And there comes my third key to the race, or my second key to the race, is corner exit speed and throttle control. But we appreciate everybody watching along here tonight in the Tech for Troops Cup Series. This is John and Rick up in the IWM broadcast booth. With 69 to go.
All right, we'll take this opportunity to go side by side and run a commercial from our sponsor. You won't miss a single bit of the Tech for Troops Hotlanta 200.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech for Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. We are beginning to see a number of drivers make their way onto pit road. Austin Armstrong, Ryan Pittman have made their way onto pit road. We expect to see a number of others as well.
We got a car on the wall, maybe not. Nope. I didn't know if that was Hermes Castro up there getting in the wall again.
Well, Ty Bostic was a little bit loose. I think right now we're seeing, at this point, these tires are shot, and it's time to plan your next pit stop.
Absolutely. It's definitely time to plan that next pit stop and get this going and really get underway. Because right now, with lap 68, we have 32 laps on these tires. If my math is correct, it is.
Wrecking.
There we go. Yep, there's the wreck. No caution as of yet. They're still wrecking in the back. Cars beneath the apron. No caution has come out. I think we're going to stay green, Rick. Wonder if we can go back and take a look at that one. See what went on.
Trying to figure out just who was involved.
I am not sure who is involved in that one. I believe it was Joey Doucette, Rick.
Trying to see what we can see. Definitely falling back a bit. Yep, definitely a little contact with the 68, but they saved it.
I mean, that was definitely quite a bit of contact there between those two drivers.
All right, so where are we? We are on lap 71 of a scheduled 133. Hermas Castro has come out to an extensive 2.5 lead over the second place of Harley Barletta. We got Alexander Schumacher and Mike Slagter currently on pit road. And we should and are expecting a lot of green flag pit stops coming up right about now.
It's going to start happening. We got to figure out when it'll start happening. But we believe it'll be soon as they are approaching 36 laps on these tires. My guess it's going to come within the next 5 or so laps. But we'll see. Right now, Hermes Castro is your leader with Harley Barletta trailing about 1.6 seconds back, with Ty Bostic about 2.6 seconds back. Your previous Cup Series champion, Christopher Howell, 4.5 back in fourth. And Ian Ogden rounds out your top 5 here tonight.
Right now, Sean Shipman, John Ledger, and Evan Amick are currently on pit road. We're keeping an eye on here. Now, that's Ryan Pittman. He's trying to get his lap back.
Caution! Caution, 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 caution. Let's see what happened here, Rick, with 60 to go.
I think Mike Slagter was involved.
Oh, big accident
bitter.
right there. There's a 72 of Robert Fake, and I think I know what happened.
So he's coming off pit road. Let's just
got loose right in front of the 72. Broke that left front toe link.
Sure did. Definitely has some damage there. All right, in the meantime, we've got some takers on the pit road. This is pretty much the entire field is coming down pit road. Here we are, lap 75.
Yeah, we got some green flag stops happening right now for all these Tech for Troop Cup Series not green flag stops, yellow flag stops. What am I thinking? Here we go. There comes the rest of the field. Got a little bit of a pit road, not pit road penalty, but too far up in his pit box is the 11 of Joey Doucette. Here comes the 25 off pit road. He's going to win that battle easily with Ty Bostic right there in third, and Harley Barletta on the tail of Mr. Hermes Castro.
You know, Jason from Tech for Troops is kind of joining us here in the broadcast booth. Let me see if we can get Jason here. Jason, can you hear us?
I think his mic is muted, Rick.
Yep, he may be so. So, Jason, if you can hear us, we can't. Jason, are you there?
Yeah, I think I am here. If you guys can hear me.
Yep, we sure can. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Seeing some pretty amazing paint schemes out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really impressed by how all the racers have come together and just demonstrated their support. I think it's awesome, and it couldn't be for a better cause.
Yeah, we've seen some guys who have really taken this to heart and put up some really beautiful paint schemes, some embracing that full Tech for Troops red, white, and blue logo, and others have added it back into their current paint scheme. So, yeah, looking great out there.
I've seen a lot of good schemes coming from Mr. Castro and the 54 car, Mr. Watts. It's looking really good. Mr. Woodruff had a neat addition, the yellow on the front of the car. I really like to see that. That's cool. I'm still juggling through a couple of the choices in my head. I'll probably have a winner for you guys in another 5 to 10 laps here, but right now I am conflicted as to which.
Well, you go ahead and you figure it out. You let us know, and just pop back in at any time, and we'll talk about the winner of the Tech for Troops skirmish.
I really appreciate it. Doing the scheme skirmish for the Speedway, I think it's a great way to just kind of let the racers know that we at Tech for Troops not only we're in it for the cause and that, but just being able to be here with you and be a part of what you're doing, seeing the racing. I mean, we're here to support too, and I think it's awesome that it's mutual.
Absolutely. All right. So we are about to get back to racing. That was Jason Parker here joining us from Tech for Troops. And we'll have an announcement in a little bit as to who wins their first paint scheme challenge.
I think it's awesome we were able to get him up here in the booth because he's over there at Tech for Troops, and they're our title sponsor. What an amazing partnership we've formed with them right here in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports, as well as everybody in the league. Awesome to have Jason up here in the booth talking with us, and I'm excited to see who he picks because I can't decide either. I mean, all of them look good to me. So, I mean, I don't know who he's going to decide on. It may be more than 5 or 10 laps because it's a hard decision. But right now, what we do know for sure is that we're about to get some green flag racing here started back up very soon. And Rick, you know, this is, I would say I'd be worried about turn 4, but I'm really worried about the restarts more than anything. So we'll see if they're able to keep these cars straight on these cold tires. Pace car makes his way down pit road here in Atlanta. Castro has the control.
We'll stay on board with Ty Bostic.
Yep. Oh, you can hear him blip the throttle a little bit, and now he is full throttle going into turn 1. Everybody keeps their car in the right direction so far.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the throttle management there. It wasn't just slam on the throttle.
And here, where's that high line comes in for Mr. Castro up at the top, and then everybody else drops down to the bottom. We're back to racing here at Atlanta. You got Castro doing what he did on every single run tonight. He just pulls out to about a second, doesn't check out, but pulls out to a comfortable lead, and kind of lets everybody else battle behind him. Here's Harley Barletta on the high side of the 22 machine. Great run out of turn 2, followed by his teammate there, Christopher Howell, both taking that middle line.
A lot of battles a little bit further back in the field here, and that's top pretty much 2nd through 10th. There's a lot of jockeying for position, a lot of tight racing amongst these drivers. Look at that, nearly 3 wide. That's King, Bullard, Andrew Serwick, Ian Ogden's back there, Pete Woodrum behind. There's some really great racing out here. So Hermes Castro continues to show us the way. Harley Barletta is currently showing in P2. But after those two guys, it's a gaggle of drivers.
It's definitely something that is wild to see right now as these drivers are all battling for position. You have about 8 cars under a blanket in the middle of turn 3 and 4 right now. And it's good racing, Rick, too. I mean, it doesn't look like on new tires these cars really move around that much, because these guys can battle side by side.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing 2 wide and some folks poking their nose in, possibly almost a 3 wide. And maybe they're figuring out a little bit as to what line works best for them as well.
Sure. And that's just, you know, the natural progression of a race. You're going to see that. You're going to see who's able to figure it out, and you're going to see who's hasn't really quite mastered this just very hot Atlanta track. But right now, you have Hermes Castro checked out to almost a 2-second lead. Something we haven't really seen him do is check out this much, Rick.
Now, this is a first to be over that second place car. In this case, it's Harley Barletta. Joey Doucette did not get off pit road well. Not sure if there was an incident there, but he's sitting back now in 13th. Joey's back in here with a lot of traffic and with a whole different perspective on this field that he's had before.
We'll see what he's able to do as this race progresses, being that far in the back. I mean, it's definitely challenging that far back, but we'll see what our current point leader is able to do. We know he can bring home a win, but when can he win here at Atlanta if he can make his way back up to the field? Because right now he is sitting outside the top 10. But right now you have a lot of cars right there. There's Bobby Gibson, there's Marco Berube, Surowick, Doucette, Pittman, all right there, nose to tail, as this Hermes Castro guy is now checked out to like a 2.2 second lead, Rick. I mean, he's definitely doing what he's doing. And by that Castro guy, I mean, we've talked about him a couple times tonight, I think. I think he has led every green flag lap tonight, Rick, putting on an absolute clinic here as William Mann Jr. now makes his way up to P4.
He has.